what to recommend to a viewer to watch. And so that they know what people are looking for and what they want to see, and they can, focus on those things for the individual viewer. So I have a few things I'm going to take you through here. First, I'm just going to go through the SSMS side of things. I made three tables: the movies table, the ratings table, and the viewers table. I just included a title, genre, and then release year to keep it easy. I separated the genre. I did two genres separated by comma just to increase the metrics so that I can have better reporting. The rating system is just a simple star system, 1 through 5. I used a weighted average system, so 5 stars got 40%, and then down the line, various percentages to assign to them. And then the viewers, currently I only have myself as a viewer because I found it to be a little difficult to do this across the board, especially with demonstration purposes, because you need a lot of metrics to kind of get this going. So I wasn't going to sit here and add 250 on camera. So I went ahead and took care of that for myself, which I'll get into in just a moment here. Aside from that, I had just 9 stored procedures. Just very simple ones, just CRUD stuff. Add movie, add rating, add viewer. Then we have delete movie, delete rating, delete viewer, and update movie, update rating, update viewer. So just kept it simple for the most part. All of these include data integrity. So there's no garbage in, no garbage out. And let's see. I don't even know if I should really get into it here, but you can see the movie's added successfully. Movie already exists. I basically also the title can't be empty. So it's, long story short, data integrity is built in, as we had learned in our MIS 370 class, or 375. Okay, so anyway, that is my my SSMS side of things. So moving over to Visual Studio. All right, so let's see here. I'm pretty organized when I do everything, just so I can go back and find it all. I have everything open because I was just working with it. But anyway, this is these are my sections. I have buttons for everything right off the bat. That's your overlay. All of these right here. And then I just created grid views. Pretty much in line with what we've been doing this whole semester. I have the viewer. I have a region for each section, so that includes the buttons, the subs, the connections, all of my SQL work that we're going to be converting over here. All right, so that's that, and then this is just my organized view here of the ASPX side of things. And then just go ahead and get into running it. Let's show you how it works. So I'll show you myself first off. I am the viewer here. I'm the only viewer in the database currently. In the database, there are 300 movies. And now I organized them here by alphabetical. So what I had to do was input 250 movies and then rate them all. And then I put in 50 more movies that were unrated, because I needed to be able to have something to recommend to myself. It can't recommend, the formula that I use can't recommend a movie that I've already seen. My recommendation formula takes all of the genres, and it takes my ratings, and it finds out what I'm most interested in by genre and by rating, and then it finds something that I have not yet seen, that I have not yet rated. That's how it assumes I haven't seen it, and it bases the recommendation off of that. So I suppose I will go ahead and just show you the recommendation part. Also, I included a Power BI reporting section. So very basic. It's an average rating by genre. So it just shows you my top categories. I love horror, drama, horror, sci-fi, horror, pretty much horror, anything, horror, thriller, action, and then it moves down to Western and adventure. This is based off of the average of my scores. So that goes all the way down the list. We have an average rating per movie. So this actually shows you the movie itself and the rating that it got. So it shows you the highest ratings. All of these got 5s. Alien, American History X, The Avengers. Down to the worst movies. Not so much the worst movies, but the lowest ratings. Forrest Gump rates pretty low. That's just by design, by genre. Not necessarily how I feel about this movie. The ratings per viewer section only has me, so it felt like it was a necessary metric to include because as this populates, you're going to want to see kind of what's going on, who's rating the most and who needs to rate more. Maybe you could send them something, say, hey, we noticed you're not rating movies. Anyway, so the fun part of my system is the recommendation system. So it's gonna look and it's gonna see that I've rated all of these movies. These are the ratings here. You go to the ratings. It has me pre-selected only because I'm the only one that exists right now. But you can select the viewer, you can select the movie that you want, and then you can add a rating to it. Alternatively, you could select the movie. It'll just pull up the rating. Now, I've had issues getting this linked up and fixed, but if you just click on the select, it shows you what the current rating is, which will give you a roundabout way to update that rating and change it if you wanted. Let me show you a quick example. Forrest Gump's currently rated 2. What I have to do at the moment is select this. I have to go to the viewer, select myself. I actually have to find Forrest Gump here. This is alphabetized drop-down list as well. Where are you at, Forrest? He's trying to run from me. And then I can change my rating, boost it up to a 4, and update it. So then it updates the rating, and you can see Forrest Gump is now a 4. So I have the updates working here properly. The delete works. I really don't want to delete anything. I can add something and then delete it. I can do that. Yeah, I can show you that. Anyway, I'm the only viewer here. So currently, if you click that, it just selects it. I actually forgot to add my clear buttons, clear all buttons. So there's that. So anyway, we have the reports, we have the ratings covered. We have the movies themselves. If you need to add a movie, delete a movie out of here, you can do that. This one, when you select it, it actually gives you the metrics. I had it work over here. Anyways, so if if a movie got entered improperly, you could go ahead and select it from the list once it's inserted, and you can update it, change the name, fix it, or you can just remove it from there completely. All right, so I will do that with a different test. For this one, I wanted to show you my recommendation. So you can see it'll work in real time. So my next recommended movie that I have not seen is Twisters. And if I am to go and actually rate the movie Twisters, like let's say I've watched the movie Twisters. I'm going to select me. We're going to select the movie Twisters. And where are you at, Twisters? It's not showing up here. Oh, okay. They have the section in this. It's kind of a strange alphabetizing because the acts like it's T words. Anyway, Twisters, here we are. So Twisters, let's go ahead and say that I wasn't deeply impressed with that movie. I'm going to go ahead and add that rating. It says the rating was added up here. And then I go back to recommendations and I select myself and I hit get a recommendation, and it gives me a different recommendation because now that movie has been rated. If you were to go to ratings here, it will actually show you Twisters has been added to the ratings now. It does not show movies that have not been rated yet. So that's, this isn't a perfect system. I do have some tweaks I can make to make it perfect, but it is functional, very functional right now. All right, so that is my walkthrough. What I want to do is just let's go ahead and add a viewer. Let's say I'm going to add Tiffany. I'm going to add that viewer, and now she pops up. I've added her and deleted her before to make sure that it worked. So that's why she's count 3 now. So what I'm going to go do, I can add a movie too. Do I have, the good thing about this, if I add movies, let's say Barbie, we'll do comedy, drama. I believe that came out in 23. I'm not sure. So I'm going to add that movie. Movie added successfully. It pops in alphabetically. So I have to go down and find Barbie. So Barbie's been added here. I could have sworn I already had it, but it would have showed right there if it was selected twice. So anyway, that's the adding of a movie. If I wanted to delete the movie, I could just delete it right out of here. Movie deleted successfully, so then Barbie's gone. As you can see, it updates right away here, so no more Barbie. So that works. The update, the delete. Just wanted to show you that. So now I'm gonna select Tiffany as a viewer. We're gonna go. She needs to rank some movies. So let's go ahead and do A Quiet Place Day 1. I will give that a 4. And then we're gonna go do Amadeus and rate that 4. Creed 3. Give it a 3. Hamilton, give it a 5. All right, and then so I wonder if my reports will update here. Like I said, didn't have a chance to test it with the new viewer because I wanted to do that in real time. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's updating in real time on my Power BI, but that's something that's fixable. So for the recommendation, now I go to Tiffany and I click Get Recommendation, and she actually recommends Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, based off of her entries. So same thing if she were to go and rate Mad Max Furiosa. That's enough. Furiosa, Mad Max saga. Let's say she loved it. We go ahead and add that rating to 5. We're going to go back and recommend another movie for her, and it's Twisters. So it kind of follows the same logic as mine. You know, I picked a lot of the movies that I liked, so it's kind of going back down the list with the recommended ones, and that's just based off of the movies that I have here too. So let me see here. I believe that covers everything that was necessary here. If you'll excuse me just a moment, I'd like to make sure I'm not forgetting anything because I covered quite a bit of stuff here. Yeah, Visual Studios. Yes, we have pretty much everything working. All right. So, yeah, basically it's just the system just replaces the movie tracking method with a full database solution.